We usually spend our time here talking about technology that, does things. Sensors that track data, algorithms, hardware that crunches numbers.
Right. The active components.
Exactly. But today I want to do a deep dive on a piece of equipment that is explicitly designed to do absolutely nothing. We're looking at the NTI E-4WNSC-100.
The four-wire non-sensing cable.
Yes, and it sounds a bit underwhelming when you put it that way, doesn't it?
A little bit.
I mean, honestly, it sounds like a ripoff. If I'm building a leak detection system, why would I pay for a 100-foot run of cable that, creates a dead zone?
Because you aren't made of money. Think about the layout of a massive data center.
Okay.
You've got your high-risk zones, right, like inside a server rack or directly under a big CREC unit.
Yeah.
That's where water is just catastrophic.
Sure.
But to get from one of those racks to the next, you might have to cross 60 feet of just dry concrete hallway.
Okay, I follow. So you don't want to waste the expensive high-tech sensing cable on a patch of concrete that's never going to get wet.
Exactly. The sensing cable, like their liquid location detection stuff, the E LLDS series, that's premium equipment. Using it to span a dry hallway is like, I don't know, paving a driveway with marble.
A very expensive driveway.
Right. So this non-sensing cable acts as the bridge. It connects the smart parts of the system, like the E LLDS sensors, without blowing your budget on functionality. You just don't need in that spot.
So it's basically an extension cord for the brainy parts of the network.
That's a good way to think about it.
But if we are running this thing through the infrastructure of a building, through walls, under floors, in overhead trays, it can't just be a generic wire you pick up at a hardware store.
No, absolutely not. And that's where the build quality really matters. Under the hood, you've got 22 AWG stranded bare copper conductors. But the jacket is the really critical part here.
What about it?
It's a gray, plenum grade PVC.
Ah, plenum rated. I see that on spec sheets all the time. I know it's good, but does it really make a huge difference for a simple connector cable?
Oh, it makes a huge difference if you want to pass a fire inspection.
Okay.
Plenum spaces are the parts of a building used for air circulation, like the space above a drop ceiling. If a fire starts there, the air system will just pump smoke everywhere.
Right. A worst case scenario.
Exactly. Plenum-rated cables are treated so they don't give off toxic fumes if they burn. If you're running this cable through a ceiling to bridge two rooms, that rating is, well, it's non-negotiable.
That makes sense. Now, looking at the ends of this thing, I noticed it's not just bare wire. It lists M12 4-pin connectors.
Right. And if you've ever tried to wire a system by, stripping plastic and twisting copper strands together, it's just a failure point waiting to happen.
Been there.
M12 is an industrial standard. It's a circular screw-on connector.
So it's a physical lock.
It's a satisfying click and a lock. Yeah. It makes the connection waterproof and vibration-proof. It ensures your bridge doesn't become the weak link in the chain just because someone, I don't know, bumped it with a ladder.
Speaking of bumping it, this cable is pretty thin. The specs say the diameter is only 0.136 inches. Is that going to survive in a mechanical closet?
It is thin, but it's surprisingly tough. It's rated for temperatures from -10 up to 60 degrees Celsius.
So what's that? 14 to 140 Fahrenheit.
Right. So whether you're running it through a freezing cold intake area or a hot exhaust zone, the signal integrity holds. It's also CE and RoHS approved, so it meets all the big global safety standards.
All right, so let's get to the bottom line. The 100-foot version we're talking about runs about $142. That includes the warranty and shipping here in the States. Is that actually a deal?
When you compare it to the price per foot of the actual sensing cable, absolutely, it is a fraction of the cost. And keep in mind, we're talking about the 100-footer, but they do custom lengths up to 1,000 feet.
Wow, that is a lot of silence.
It is, but that scalability is what lets you design a system that actually fits the building, Instead of trying to force the building to fit the system, you put sensors only where the risk is.
So you're saying it effectively changes the cable from just a passive accessory into a strategic tool for managing the budget.
It really does.
So the NTI E-4WNSC-100, it isn't flashy, and it intentionally ignores the very thing the rest of the system is built to find. But without it, you're either burning money or you're leaving huge gaps in your coverage.
And it brings up a really great point about system architecture in general. We're sort of obsessed with gathering data from every single inch of our environment.
Total coverage, yeah.
But sometimes the smartest engineering decision you can possibly make is knowing exactly where not to put a sensor.